All right. Thank you guys for joining us today. We'll allow people as they join us to get into the room, but we are going to go ahead and get started. This is being recorded so we can share it afterwards. So thank you again for joining us. I'm Christina. I'm with the Old Market Association staff, and we are so excited to have Visit Omaha with us today. Noelle is going to give us a presentation. This is going to be a resource for our busy business owners and social media, which is around us every day. So thank you again, Noelle, for coming and presenting, and I will turn the time over to her. We will have some question and answer at the end. So keep those in mind. And then I will just briefly touch base on kind of the benefits that the Old Market Association has for our social benefits. So thank you again, Noelle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll just kick it off. My name's Noelle again. I'm the social media manager here at Visit Omaha, and I am also the co-owner of a local restaurant called A Foreign Taste here in Omaha. We did want to extend our thanks to the Old Market Association for having us today. And today we're going to be covering the basics of 3 social media platforms. We're going to talk about how to create content for these platforms, and then how to obviously fit this into the impossibly busy schedule of a business owner. So what is social media? Social media is a resource that allows you to receive real-time feedback from people. It allows you to instantly promote your business, and results from social media are instantaneous, which is great. It allows you to reach thousands of people. This can happen organically, or this can happen with a small marketing budget as well. It allows you guys to receive immediate feedback on your product or your service. Feedback is integral to you guys to steering the direction of your business. And lastly, it'll kick back here for me. You can connect directly with your customers and with potential customers. People love knowing the faces behind their business or the services that they're receiving. And the best part of all of this is that social media is free, and it's absolutely never too late to join the game. So if you guys don't have existing profiles, after today, you guys can get those started with all the tools you'll receive. All right, so a couple of things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys throughout our session today. We're going to talk about basics for 3 major social media platforms. We'll touch on Facebook and Instagram. We'll also touch on Twitter just a little bit. I'll give you guys some profile pointers. This is just how to build a good profile from the ground up, or how to adjust an existing profile. We'll also talk a little bit about post types. That's just using the best photos for each platform, as well as optimal image sizes. And then we'll also cover just some general tips. After that, we'll dive into the anatomy of a post. That's just what makes up a good post. After that, we'll look into media that grabs attention, and then content ideas for you guys that you can roll out into your social media afterwards, as well as insights that matter for you guys. Those are just insights, are your impressions, your engagement. It's your feedback from the social media that you guys are putting out. And then lastly, just general tips to see success on social media. So now that we've covered what we're going to be talking about today, let's talk about what social media's actual purpose is. So social media is about creating and building connections, of course. A lot of times social media can do the work for you guys by getting people engaged and involved. Customers love to get a connection with your business via social interaction. It's really your unique opportunity to form those one-on-one connections with existing customers. It's a great way to connect with businesses in the local area. It's great for you guys, especially in the old market. You can kind of partner based on events that are happening. You guys get a lot of seasonal traffic from that. And then also your potential customers. This can happen via location tagging on social media, and just general interaction. Social media is also about sharing your brand or business's story. The great thing about you guys running your pages is you get to showcase what you want people to see. You get to control what people know your business for, and you get to ensure that you guys are just putting out a strong message for your business. And the last thing that's important in social media is your guys' engagement. I would personally say this might be the most important element of social media, because you have to be social to be on social media. Comment, like, and share will become your guys' best friend over time. And now we're going to kick into Facebook. So we're going to show you guys just some general tips for Facebook, some post types, and what you guys can put out on this platform. So 3 ways you guys can start perfecting your profile, and you guys can do these things today. Start with a profile picture. Make sure that your profile picture is probably a logo or an image that represents your business. If you guys are using a logo, just make sure that it's blown up, it's zoomed in, and people can clearly see what's on there. The next thing is a cover photo or video on Facebook. This is a horizontal style photo. It's a really great way to showcase either the interior of your business or the exterior. It gives people a sense of what it looks like. And I would recommend doing this on a computer, but you guys can do it on your phone. Facebook will auto adjust some sizing for you. And then ensure it's owned material. If you guys are using photos from people who are sending them to you, or you're finding them on social media, it's always best practice just to ensure that you ask them for their permission to use it. And then lastly, your About section on Facebook. You're going to head to page settings, and then under your page settings and page information, you're going to fill out your guys' description. This is just a short little bio about your business. You guys are going to assign a category. This will tell people what you guys do, where you fall under. Your contact information, I would include as much here as you possibly can, and your location. Convenience is key for people. If they can find all of their information in one place, you guys are going to receive less questions on the back end. Again, this is where people are going to come for that up-to-date information. And next, we're going to dive into the type of post that you guys can send out on Facebook. So popular types of posts on Facebook: a standalone photo or video. This is great when you guys are trying to convey just a singular message. Ensure you're always using a high quality image. Send a clear message, and my favorite part about this is that it's just adorable. This is also a good way for just a special post about one thing. And then another popular type of post on Facebook is a photo album. A photo album is a collection of multiple photos. This is a really great opportunity to highlight multiple things. Our recommendation would usually be 5 to 7 photos. As you can see on the post here, though, there are 4 photos that are customer facing always, so put your best 4 photos first there. And then the last type of post on Facebook is a text or a status update. Text or status updates are great ways to just get customers involved. You can prompt them and ask them questions. You guys could turn this into a giveaway if you really wanted to boost engagement on your page. And it's also just a great way to get honest feedback on things you're doing, or simply just give consumers a quick update of what's happening. And then next, we're going to cover just some quick post dimensions for Facebook. I'm not going to go too in-depth for these because they're very, very finicky, I would say. But if you guys do want a copy of this, feel free to just reach out to me after, and I'm happy to send these over to everybody. And the next is just some general tips for Facebook, ways to continue improving your profile, make sure it's up to date. The first one would be to add a button to your page. So this is essentially a call to action from your page. You're going to hit edit sign up, and then you'll hit edit button. People have the option to contact you through Facebook Messenger or through email, or they can do by phone or by website. There are certain integrations that allow for a shop button. There is also a food ordering button and a reservation button, or book a service button, my apologies. This integrates with certain apps. I can't guarantee that it does all, but this is an option if you would like to use that as well. Another great tip for Facebook is to pin a high-performing post to the top of your profile. What this does is that every time someone comes onto your Facebook page, they will see that post that's pinned. So if you have a post that's performing better than others, pin it to the top and then change it up in a few weeks when you guys have another great post coming through. And then next, we're going to transition platforms, and we're going to talk about Instagram a little bit. So similar to Facebook, 2 ways that you guys can kind of perfect your Instagram profile right now. Once again, start with the profile picture. Unlike Facebook, Instagram does not offer cover photos, so I would highly recommend doing just a logo here. You're going to start with edit profile, and then you're going to go to change profile photo. Like I said, logo or image that represents your business. Similarly, make sure it's zoomed in, it's high quality, it's not blurry so people can read the logo. And then secondly, make sure your profile is up to date on Instagram. You're going to add your bio, and Instagram bio is 140 characters where you guys can describe your business. You can also add a category similarly to Facebook that tells people what you do, where you fall under. And then also add your website so that there's always a call to action there as well. Now let's look at some posts from Instagram.
Hold on a second. Noelle?
Yes.
Okay, so sorry. This is Jill Panzer from V Mertz Restaurant.
Yes.
And this is going a little fast for somebody like me. I feel like
Okay.
I'm behind the 8 ball as far as not fully understanding everything that you're saying. So I apologize to the rest of the class.
That's
If they're
okay.
ahead on me of this. But the Instagram is where I'm a little fuzzy.
Okay, I'll slow down for this part then.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so back onto Instagram. We're going to talk about the types of posts that you can put out on Instagram. So you can do a standalone photo on Instagram, just like Facebook. So this is what a standalone picture would look like posting. It's by itself. We have captioned this with credit to a photographer. And then right on the top under the Visit Omaha logo, you'll see that we tagged a location as well. This is always great to do. So for you guys, anytime you post at your business, go ahead and throw that location on there. So if anyone hops on Instagram and is looking by location, they'll click VMerts and see all of your guys' posts pull up there. And then a second type of post on Instagram is called a carousel post. A carousel post is just a collection of images. So it means you're throwing out 2 to, I think, 10 images out on Instagram. So this is a little bit of what a carousel post would look like. Each of these images would pull up and then the consumers would swipe through all 4 of these images. Carousel posts are a really great way to convey a story. Some ideas that you guys could use for carousel posts would be showing people what it's like to dine inside of a restaurant, if that's what you have. You could showcase the steps of making a dish. So maybe 4 to 5 photos that explain each step and put those out in a carousel format. Or it's a great way to just highlight seasonal products that are available in-house or pushing out daily specials as well. And then this is just another example of a carousel post showing that you can also use horizontal style images. So you can go vertical, square, or horizontal on Instagram. All right, and then the last type of post on Instagram is going to be a reel. Instagram reels are video format on Instagram. They're 15 to 90-second vertical videos. You can edit these in Instagram, so you can put them together in there. You can throw music on them and you can send them out just like you would a regular post, or you can assemble them on the back end and just throw them out all together. And I've got a short example for you guys here. Just let me know if you can see it and hear it. Perfect. So as you guys can see, those reels really are just a short form video. You guys can really use them for anything. You could use one long video and upload it, or you can kind of mesh a collection of short clips together. And again, just like Facebook, these are sort of some in-depth media dimensions for Instagram. If you would like these, I'm happy to send over a copy. But most times when you guys go to post on Instagram, they'll auto size your images anyway, so you really don't even need this. All right, and then a couple tips and tricks for Instagram. These are things that we would recommend on the engagement side and just convenience side for making sure that your posts include good information. This is a great way to kind of find out what's happening around you, would be following hashtags for a better curated feed. You guys can go to the search button on Instagram, search the hashtag that you're looking for, and you would just follow it the same way that you guys would follow a regular profile on Instagram. This then pulls all of the posts from that hashtag into your regular feed. So if we were to hop on and look at Visit Omaha, any person that tagged Visit Omaha, we're able to see the post now. Another great tip on Instagram is favoring the carousel style posts. It's a great way to deliver a lot of content in one place. And I think personally, carousel posts tend to keep people interacting with your content just a little bit longer. Another great thing on Instagram is to just make sure that your bio and your website are always updated. Unlike Facebook, you cannot post a link in an Instagram caption. So if you were to post a link, it wouldn't highlight, it wouldn't direct to anywhere. Someone would have to copy and paste that out of your caption. So direct people to your bio and Instagram, or you have the option to send out an Instagram story, which is just a 24-hour photo or video that shows up, and you can include a link that way. All right. And then we'll just cover Twitter very quickly. I just have an example of a post and just some general tips for Twitter. Some ways to perfect your guys' profile right now. Once again, a profile picture. This is the first thing to recommend on any platform so people know that it's a valid and real profile. We would recommend a business logo on Twitter because you do have the option to use a cover photo, just like Facebook. There is not an option on Twitter to use a video right now, but this cover photo space is just for people to understand what your business looks like, what you guys offer, give people a feel for it. And then the third thing on Twitter is just making sure that your profile information is filled out as well. Twitter's a little bit more simple, so you just have a biography, a location, and a website to fill out. And then over on Twitter, you guys have kind of a variety of posts that you can send out. Typically is a photo-driven post. Twitter is 280 characters, so it's not a whole lot of text. You can include up to 4 photos, or you can do a video. Twitter also has polls or questions, and then you can also just post a link that would auto-generate a photo preview for you as well. And then now that we've taken a look at some of these posts, we're kind of going to break down the anatomy of a post and what makes up a strong social media post. So 5 things to include in your guys' posts. The first thing is your copy. Your copy is the words of your post. So you always want to ask yourself, what's the message? What are we communicating out here? You'll see in this post, we're describing a new dessert restaurant in Omaha. We're telling people where it is, where they can find it, what they offer, and then a link to find more. And then again, call to action. Like I said, in this post, your call to action is going to be that link over to the Visit Omaha website for the Sweets page. And then number 2 is your media. Your media is your photos and videos that make up your posts. The biggest thing I can say here is just to ensure that your media is high quality. You guys can shoot these photos with a phone. We shoot most of our photos that way. You can edit them on your phone and you can send them out all in one place. You don't need to invest a lot of money in fancy equipment. It's just about making sure that things are clear, making sure that there's a lot of color, not a lot of people in your photos. Things like that all can contribute to good media. And then number 3, location, if it's applicable. On Instagram, you can typically always tag your location. Facebook is a little bit different. You can see in this post, we let people know that it's located inside of Hardy Coffee. So finding ways just to make sure you're directing people to where things are is always good, so they don't have to ask that question. And then 4, kind of tying into 3, the relevant business tags. Tagging businesses is so important because it gets them involved with your work. You guys have a community of people around you already, so it's great to lean into it. So in this post, anything that's highlighted in blue here is a tag for a page. So we've tagged Hardy Coffee, we've tagged Senti, and we've tagged Sweet Ash Macaroons. This also gives those 3 businesses the ability to directly share this post onto their page now, which will create further exposure for you guys. And then last but not least, hashtags. Hashtags are great, but we would highly recommend just to keep them to a minimum. Sometimes if you overdo it on hashtags, you're just going to produce a lot of spam for some reason. You can see in here, we included a nice little Omaha weekend hashtag. If you guys would like, you can hop on and follow Visit Omaha, Omaha Weekend. You guys will see a lot of local businesses use those to kind of direct their posts somewhere. But you guys can also come up with a hashtag for your business and include that every time. And now we're going to move on to media that performs. So how to produce good content that is just important as the message that we are pushing out. So the first thing I would say is how to find content for social media. You guys can absolutely create it yourself. It certainly is not too hard. Like I said before, you guys can do this with your phone. Just hop in, snap a few pictures. A great other way to do this is leveraging user-generated content. Obviously, people are visiting your guys' businesses, they're coming in and they're posting those pictures. Try to get them from them. Like I said earlier, it is typically within best practice just to ask people to use their photos before you repost. A lot of times you can save them directly off of Facebook or via Instagram, just shooting someone a DM, they'll usually send it right back to you right away. And lastly, just sharing content. Sharing other people's posts is the easiest way to hop on social media. The work is already done for you. Someone's done the job. You can add a comment onto your share, add a new call to action, and then you guys can send it out. And then focusing on eye-catching media, making sure that your posts make someone stop scrolling and look at it. As I said earlier, bright colors are always good. The color blue tends to draw people's eyes in. In a restaurant, you're going to have people-focused photos, but maybe focusing on one dining experience or honing in on one specific product that you guys are known for. And then video content. I would personally say video content is on the way of surpassing photo content. And it's not as hard as you guys would think to put it together. It can be as simple as a 10-second video that is just a pan of your business or a pan of a dish, a pan of the area you guys are in. And you can do it in-house. You don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on crews coming in to make those for you. I wanted to show you guys a little example of just a compilation video. So this would just be a couple clips that you guys have thrown on top of each other with a little bit of music on top.
Noelle, one tip I've heard, if you haven't already, is to create a Google alert for your business. You know, it will send you any articles, any news releases and stuff like that if your business is in something. So if you haven't done that, make sure to do a Google alert for your business.
I actually didn't know that. So thank you for telling me. That's very fascinating. I'll have to dig on it. Okay, perfect. Well, now that you guys saw a little video of a compilation example, I also wanted to show you guys just sort of a smaller form video that you guys can throw together. This one's about 15 to 20 seconds and just maybe 5 or 6 very short form clips. So just something as simple as that, you guys, can be content that you could repost maybe once every 4 weeks. Video content is great to re-leverage across multiple platforms and also reuse in the future. Chances are if someone sees a 10-second video, they're not going to remember it a month and a half later. So don't be afraid to reuse content occasionally as well. And then next, we're going to jump into just some general content ideas for you guys. Some things that now you guys have these tips. How do we turn them around and use them? So the first one I would recommend is a behind the scenes look at your business. This can really work for any business you guys have set up. If it's a storefront, if it's a coffee shop, if it's a restaurant, showcasing a walkthrough. If you wanted to do video, start at the beginning, share a pan of your place, show someone what ordering is like, and show someone what a dining experience is like. If it's shopping, you could just take people inside, show them some of the products that you guys are offering, and then go from there. Another idea would be to gather testimonials. Most of you guys are probably already getting these from Google and Yelp, maybe OpenTable. Share those out to other customers. If new people are looking at your page, they're going to want to see what existing customers are saying about it. I would say personally, I think customer feedback a lot of times is what is people's deciding factor when choosing somewhere to go. And then number 3, like I said, people love to hear what you have to say. And video, again, as I mentioned earlier, I do believe video continues to be one of the leading content styles. And just a reminder, you guys, you can really do this with just your phone, I swear. And then another example of a compilation video for you guys, just to reiterate again, if you add a couple clips together and throw some sound over it, it will do wonders. So another great example of just how to leverage those video skills. They don't have to be as long as that video. Videos can range anywhere from 15 seconds to 2 to 3 minutes on Twitter. And then
Sorry,
number 4.
I'm kind of popping in with random facts, but
No,
just
that's okay.
remember too that a majority of people watch videos without sound nowadays. So, I mean, make sure it's engaging, but if you are doing kind of educational purposes, make sure you put the captions on, which I think most of the platforms will automatically do for you.
Yeah, most will auto-generate. I believe Facebook does a pretty good job. Instagram is okay. If you guys are on TikTok at all, they auto-generate there as well. But great point. Thank you, Christina. And then another content idea for you guys is a list. Lists are just a great way to compile a lot of information into a digestible format. People love simplicity and they love getting direct information. So this post over here on Instagram is a list of local coffee shops with outdoor patios. So we've tagged, you can see 10 to 12 coffee shops. And then we ended this post with a call to action. So we prompted people to comment, who are we missing? This gets visitors and locals involved. They commented some new places that we didn't have on the list, but these are just ideas of things you guys could do. You could take this down and list out maybe seasonal products that you guys have in-house again. You could list out the ingredients that go into the making of a signature dish or things like that. And then another post idea for you guys. Ooh, pardon me. User-generated content. So I've talked about this a couple times. User-generated content can be found using like location services on Instagram. So you can go into the search bar and you could search the old market and it would pull up a bunch of photos that have been tagged with the old market. You could do it a little more specific and start looking up your business and see if there are photos that are tagged there as well. You can also find this with just tagging tools. You can prompt people to tag you guys in their posts. So tag V Mertz in this post for yada yada. Then Jill, you could go in and you could see that tag and maybe ask to use that photo. Another great way, like I said earlier, is the hashtags. If you follow those hashtags, see something you love, reach out to the person, ask them if they would mind sending it over to you. And then last but not least, I would highly recommend giveaways. People just love free stuff. So this is also a great way to get people interacting with your page. You guys can kind of set up the format. I'll show you guys an example here we did on Visit Omaha. For this giveaway, we prompted people to enter via comment or via tagging someone. So this is a great way for people to tag their friends. Their friends bring exposure to our page. You can prompt people with a comment why you would want to win this giveaway, or you can prompt people to even follow your business, give us a follow for an entry to win this giveaway. These usually generate a lot of engagement, which is good because that is the insights that we're looking for from these posts. And then next, just a couple things to always stop before you post and questions to ask yourself. Number one, is this post useful? We always want to make sure that the things we're sending out on social media have a message and they're going to mean something. Number two, always ask yourself, is it shareable? Can other businesses, can other consumers share this post and get something out of it? Number three, is the post attention grabbing? Does it do the job? Is it worthy of being on your social media platform? And then number four, does this post elicit emotion? That at the end of the day is the point of social media. People want to feel a connection to you guys. So you don't have to ask yourself these questions every single time you post. At some point, it will become habit. But in the beginning, it's good to kind of remember these because not everything makes a good post. And sometimes that is just okay. And then next, we're just going to lightly talk about understanding the insights on social media. I don't think you guys need to go too deep in this. If you do have a more advanced marketing team, this is something that they'll probably have some insight on for you. But the three measures we're going to talk about are engagements. Engagements to us are the most important insight that you guys can take away from social media. This is the total number of actions that have actually been taken from your post. So that includes people who have liked your post, people who have commented on your posts, people who have shared your post, and also people who have clicked a link from your post. These are the physical, actual engagements. You know who is interacting with your posts. And then number two is impressions. Impressions are the number of time that your post is seen. So these aren't as important, I would say, because impressions eventually turn into your engagements. And then the last metric is just your video tracking. Typically, you'll see this tracking in 3-second or 10-second video views. And then next, this might be the most important part, carving out the time, which I think is a lot easier than you think. Just like anything in life, if you don't put in the work for something, you're not going to see the results for it, unfortunately. I truly think if you invest just 10 to 20 minutes a day, you guys will have success on social media. It's a free resource, once again, so this does not cost any money to invest in, just a little bit of your time and effort. I would say inconsistency can often be worse than not posting. Going to a business that posts once every 3 months is not a very reassuring feeling. But if you do it enough and you stick to it enough, eventually it'll just become a habit. Finding a way to integrate it into your daily responsibilities, I think will help you with that as well. Another thing that really, really helps us is picking one day just to grab your content. Don't spend the entire week taking pictures and trying to throw stuff on social media. Pick a Monday or a Friday, a day when you're open or closed, and get enough pictures so that when the week starts, you're ready for a week or more of posting. This will alleviate a lot of stress and it will alleviate a lot of the thinking and the planning for you. If you guys have the time, I would also highly recommend pre-writing your captions out. You can also come up with some rotating formats that you guys want to use consistently on your social media. And then another option, excuse me, so these are scheduling platforms. These are paid options. So if you plan on hitting the marketing side pretty hard, this may be something worth investing in. But again, I just want to reiterate, it is absolutely not a necessary component of social media. The first option would be Hootsuite. These plans start at $49 a month. There's also Sprout Social, which plans start at $89 a month. Again, these are platforms that allow you guys to pre-publish your posts out ahead of time. We do have an option on Facebook to do this for free. They have a creator studio, but if you guys were looking to schedule Instagram or Twitter, unfortunately, that's not available right now. But again, you guys can gladly do the work ahead of time to be ready to send your posts out each day. And I just want to say that all of these things are very much easier said than done. But I personally have seen the difference in my business when I have dedicated time to social media and dedicated time to having a consistent schedule. And I've also seen what it looks like when I don't dedicate the time to it. It is really up to you guys and how you use this. No one can force you to, but it's such a wonderful tool that I think anybody can absolutely master. And then lastly, I just want to leave you guys with 9 tips for some social media success. So invest the time now, and I promise you it'll pay off later. The first thing is just to ask yourself, what's your goal here? What's your strategy here? If you go into this without a plan, it's easily going to fall to the back burner. It will probably be the first thing to fall to the back burner. Find a way to integrate it into your daily responsibilities and go from there. Number 2 is going to be spending meaningful time on the platforms that you're not as familiar with. Not every social media platform is going to work for your business, and that's absolutely okay. But I would recommend investing some time in the platforms that maybe you're not as familiar on. Most of those also offer help centers. They have great walkthrough information that shows you guys different functions, how things work in the app. I myself get on there quite a bit to learn new things, especially for Instagram. And then number 3, just making each and every one of your guys' posts count. I would say, please don't waste your time sending out content that's not meaningful to you or consumers. This also confuses your consumer's message, and it's a waste of your own resources as well. And number 4 would be posting consistently. The biggest thing here is to find a schedule that works for you guys. That posting consistency is most certainly going to look different for every business. If you guys can commit 3 days a week, you can commit 3 days a week. If you can commit 7, commit to 7. But the biggest thing is just finding one schedule and sticking to it over time. And number 5, engagement. Engage. This is literally the most important part of social media. Please do not be the business that only puts out information. This is literally your chance to create connections with potential customers, consumers, and other local businesses. You can follow other pages, people in your industry, you can follow community partners, and even your competitors. You guys have a wonderful group around you in the old market, so I would love to see you guys join together and continue promoting each other. And then number 6, letting insights guide your future content. So you guys can kind of see from your insights, you'll notice those engagements, those impressions, when they're higher, people are probably favoring that type of content. That gives you the information to know that in the future, you should post more things like that. And similarly, on the other side, if you notice that a certain type of post is constantly underperforming, consider doing a little bit less of that and maybe trying it up with something new. And then number 7, just to be flexible in changing times. Social media is constantly evolving and constantly changing. So as long as you guys are flexible and adaptable, you will be fine on social media. And then number 8 is to monitor your social media. As tough as this is and as annoying as it can seem, it is so important to respond to people on social media, whether that's Facebook or Instagram, whatever platform they're reaching out on. They're asking a question for a reason, and you may not always get an answer back, or it may not always turn into a sale, but in the long run, it's going to show that you guys are constantly responding. I will say Facebook does have a time sort of guesser, so it will show people after a while that this business takes, this amount of time to respond. So be an active business. People appreciate it when you guys can respond to questions in an appropriate amount of time. But I also want to say that the more information that's available on these social platforms, I guarantee the less questions you guys are going to warrant on the back end. And then lastly, just to connect with people and make people feel something. The true point of social media is just to be social. It's another way to connect. It's another way to form relationships, and emotionally driven and purposeful marketing can and definitely will work for you guys. So at this time, I would love to open things up for questions if you guys have any.
Are you going to be able to email us all of these tips and notes?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I will get this from her and I will email it out. A couple tips I just wanted to add on to this. I mean, there are a lot of social media platforms. That doesn't mean your business needs to engage on every single one. But you want to make sure that you kind of grab your business name on those platforms and put a post saying, if you want to connect with us, join us on Facebook or something like that, just so no one kind of takes your business name on there, and you just show people where they can find your content, because you don't want to spread yourself too thin, but you do want to be on some sort of social platform and do it good. And so another point I wanted to add is, she had mentioned this in her points is to kind of support each other. I mean, the old market is, we're a community and we should support each other. If you see one of your competitors posts, like it, that doesn't hurt. It's just going to help bring attention to the area. You'll find these popular Facebook groups such as Omaha Food Lovers. Utilize those groups to interact and to post, and again, to like our area content. If you don't like Omaha Old Market Facebook page, make sure you do, and help like our own posts, so that those will raise engagement as well. So it's a couple extra points.
Yeah, and just to tack onto that as well, please follow social or visit Omaha on social media. That's what we're here for, is to promote local businesses. So you'll often see us shouting you guys out, and maybe you don't even notice it.
And I just wanted to pop in too, just to piggyback off something Christina said. She mentioned claiming your name on the platforms, which is great to do. I do want to say to focus on probably 2 platforms at the most. Pick a couple that you think, that you maybe enjoy personally, and then push out your business through there. I think if we were to recommend 2 platforms out of the handful or more that are popular right now, I think we'd say Facebook and Instagram are good ways to go. I don't know if I'd start with Twitter, but again, just 2 is usually the magic number. So I would think about that. And if you are just starting out, maybe just start off with one platform, make that a habit, and then work in another platform too. And I just wanted to kind of throw my name and information out there. I'm Erin O'Brien with Visit Omaha, and we are here to help your business find success, and we want to drive visitors to your business. So if you ever have any questions about your listing on our site, please feel free to reach out to our marketing team. I work with businesses directly to set up partner accounts in our extranet so that you do have control over your presence on visitomaha.com. So please use this as a resource. And if you have any questions about social media, you can certainly direct those to our expert, Noelle.
Any other questions for Noelle?
Yes, this is Jill. So Noelle, I clearly live under a rock and are behind the 8 ball on the social media aspects of it. Where would you recommend I go to become, like, I've got like just a handful of posts on my Instagram, not even really sure how I got them up there on my personal one, not on my business. Where would you recommend I go to get more familiar, more secure in being able to do posts?
On Instagram specifically?
Yeah, Facebook is okay because that's an old person's page. I've got that down.
So if you'd like to post on like the VMerts Instagram, I would definitely maybe start with the Instagram Help Center. If you're completely unaware of, how to put a post together, which is a-okay, they do a really good job of fully writing out each step of sending out a post. But yeah, that might be your best place to start if you'd like to understand the process of posting a little bit more.
Okay, take that one step further. Where would exactly I find the Help Center? Would it be on the website or do I find it on the app?
It's usually, I believe you can find it from your website in your app. In your app, it should be in your settings and there's a help button. And then from a browser, it would just be help.instagram.com.
Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions? Or else I'm going to kind of mention, again, we'll send these out to our contact list, and this is being recorded, so we will post this as well if you want to reference back to it or forward it on. Thank you, Noelle. I'm going to touch base on some old market social media stuff if no one has anything else for Noelle. Okay. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you.
So just a reminder, the Old Market Association, we are a membership paid association, working to help the residents and businesses in the Old Market area and within downtown as well. just a couple things that your membership gets you with social media. Our Facebook, right now we have actually over 81,000 fans that are on there. Instagram, I need to update these a little bit, but Instagram we have over 5,000. We also do have a YouTube channel that we were posting videos up on. We haven't been as engaging on that one lately. But then we also do have a Facebook group, which has almost 2,000 people on it, called Discover the Bricks, which is more of kind of an interfacing group that people can post questions. Businesses that are members of OMA are allowed to post on that as well. And then again, you can submit some of your posts that we can share across our platforms. On there, we do have a policy that kind of outlines how many times and such. We try to add your Facebook events to our calendar on Facebook. And then we again push those into the Downtown Improvement District's weekly events newsletter that goes out weekly. And again, that Discover the Bricks Facebook group has gained some traction as well with getting people to join it. So that one again is more for visitors and stuff to engage. What are the hidden gems in Old Market, and people can comment on that. So and I will send this out as well. And we can go into depth too if you have any questions about joining the Old Market Association, or if you are a current member and have some specific questions. So anything else anyone wants to bring up or have questions about? All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us. And again, we will send this out to those that are looking for it. Thank you again, Visit Omaha, for helping us put this on. All right.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you. Well, we'll let everyone get back to their busy Tuesdays.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.